ingenuity of Liberians in and out of Liberia by sharing their successes, challenges, entrepreneur endeavors, and much more, with the intent to inspire other upcoming changemakers. The 1847 show also promotes the Liberian culture by creating a space for individuals to learn the history of our nation, to find solutions to problems that affect our country today. For this and much more, stay tuned for all things Liberian. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Grace Chomagaba, founder of Destiny Creative Organization and owner at Janice's Snacks. You are watching the 1847 show. The 1847 show celebrates you, me, and all things Liberian. Follow the 1847 show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. The 1847 show, all things Liberian.
We at Peace TV help your loved ones and friends to see features of your programs on all social media platforms. Our services are of good qualities and very affordable. We render the following services: still pictures, video promotion, talk show hosting, live wedding coverage, funeral services, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Book us today and have a memorable experience.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands. One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know. Listen. Mama Liberia, you will rise again. And more your friend and you will shine again. Yeah. Nobody will look down on you again. I prophesy to you, you will regain your dignity again. All hill, Liberia hill. Red, white, and blue is where I represent for sure. This rural land of liberty shall long be for all of us. And I'm talking about one person, all of us. History said you been the cornerstone of Africa. You been a safe place when the free slave came back to Africa. That green pepper ghost. Hey, Mama Liberia, I can't wait to see you taking over Africa. You ain't got the power to do it, man. You are lifted. See your children, look at how they gifted. You gave birth to the first African.
Welcome back. You're watching the 1847 show, and this is Season 1, Series 2, Episode 6, which is part of our series called Digitalized Liberia. This series highlights individuals solving real problems by integrating technological solutions to make Liberia a digitalized nation. Digitalizing Liberia could mean better data transparency as technology provides access to information which could aid against corruption, improve health and educational facilities, deliver efficient agricultural practices that could yield higher crops production, amongst many others. Our guest today is Mr. Charles G. Kpan, who is the Managing Director and co-founder of Cygic IT Solutions. His passion for technology has allowed him to work with several institutions, including the Liberia chapter of Internet Society, the Liberia School of Internet Governance, and the Liberia Information Technology students, plus many others. We're going to welcome our guest here. Hey, Mr. Kpan, how are you?
Hello, I'm good, and how you doing?
good myself. I'm good myself. Awesome, awesome. So we're gonna get right into the question. First question I have for you is, this quote is from your letter or your article that you wrote called "Letter to God." It says, "And for once, I felt I had a savior who touched me and gave my life a meaning." What would you say is your purpose in life?
Uh, at some point, I was a bit confused about what God has destined me to be. But at some point, I got to realize that God wanted me to be an inspiration to other people out there. I feel like I needed to be someone who will serve as a guide to other young people. So for me, my purpose in life is to be able to inspire others to reach for their goals. So whatever I do, I try to make that the first thing that comes first. So there are a lot of things I do, and I feel like everything I do, everywhere I go, my life should be able to inspire someone to reach for their goals. So for me, that's my number one purpose. I remember he touched me, gave my life a meaning. He gave me a new name and purpose. It wasn't really a new purpose. It was just a purpose that he showed me that okay, this is my own purpose in life, and I must reach for it. Yeah. So
Awesome, awesome. So you've earned a BSc in Information Technology from Blue Crest. What made you choose such career path?
all right. Just a little flashback. Back then in high school, I wasn't really sure I was going to do technology after high school, but then when I graduated, I realized that technology is at the center of the world now, and most problems we need to solve are centered around how we're able to integrate technology into our society. You know, when we use technology, people think about things very big, but sometimes the very common things. How do you even use your phone properly? How do you use your computer to be able to solve problems in society? So my decision to go to technology field was to be able to solve problems, develop solutions, build softwares, build platforms that can be able to change Liberia from what it is now. Um, I was inspired by some solution I saw by other young people outside of Liberia, and I felt that I could be able to do something that my country will benefit from, that the next generation will benefit from. So for me, I think technology can help to solve a lot of problems ranging from education to business to whatever field we find ourselves in. We just need to know how to use the right technologies to be able to solve these problems. So that's what really inspired me.
Okay. How about your business, Sajik, IT Solutions? What inspired the establishment of that?
Okay, now, back then before I could get my associate degree in computer network, um, we saw that people were going to my school graduating and then going to look for jobs. But then there were not many jobs around for people to apply for. So I was like, why can't I just start something that I'll benefit from and others will benefit from? So few of my classmates were like, okay, let's come together and then set up a company where we can be able to, you know, do project money for ourselves and then not just be employees, but we could be employers. So we thought about it, but then it didn't come to fruition at the time until we were opportune to take part in this hackathon. So right after Ebola, this NGO did a survey around things that happened during Ebola because there was a lot of misinformation surrounding Ebola, which made it spread. A lot of people say, okay, it was organized. Some people say, okay, it was planned, and so many things. So we realized that misinformation was a problem. So we took part in this hackathon where we were to create a solution to be able to solve misinformation surrounding outbreaks in Africa. So and that's where my team participated in, and then we came as the third winner. So we got a cash prize, and then we said, okay, two things: outbreaks happen occasionally. So if we spend this money just to work on this platform, and then after outbreak, I mean, this platform become completely useless. So what we're going to do is we're going to form a company with some of this money and then use some of the money to work on the platform. So what happens is that even when the platform is not generating finance, the company can fund the platform. So we split the money and then form the company. And then use the company to work on the platform. As I speak to you now, there's no outbreak in Liberia, but the platform is still standing because we're a bit smart about how we spend the money. So now we invested the money into the company, set it up. Then our plan was to build solutions that will benefit small organizations, small NGOs, small businesses. One problem businesses face where because most they don't have website in Liberia, so it's difficult to even go into international partnership because most people ask, "What's the website? How visual are you on social media? I mean, what's your branding?" So our initial target was to be able to cater to the needs of these businesses and organizations. So that's how we started. So it is that was what inspired us. So it was a group of 5 men that came together to form Sajek. Yeah.
Awesome. So now you mentioned initially trying to be employers and not employees. How successful do you think you guys have been in accomplishing that task? How many people are you currently employing? How many youth?
Okay. Well, I mean that is one thing that I'm so proud of now. Every business have its own problem. When we
Hmm.
started, the vision was high, and then you have a lot of people come around who may not understand what you're trying to do. So we have people came around and then people left. So currently, aside from our managerial staffs, we have about five persons employed with us. Some on contract based, some on full employment. So our plan is next year, based on our current products we launch in the market, next year we'll be employing up to 10 persons to join our team. One of our products we have is greatly expanding that we need a lot of people to join our team. So hopefully next year again, our team will expand. So hoping that in the next 3 to 5 years we can be able to deploy as a high as 25 to 50 young people.
Okay, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So on your business website, you guys have an article there that talks about basically why is a website vital for a small business, and you kind of mentioned it briefly how some of these businesses struggle with getting a website, and because of that, they can't partner with international or get international opportunities. But we all know that getting a website is not just as easy as deciding that you want a website, right? It's very expensive to maintain or even create initially. So, what advice do you give to new entrepreneurs just entering the business on how to overcome this barrier to entry?
All right, so one thing we do at Sajak is that in as much as we have our fixed prices, we have customized prices based on the client. So, most if you come to me and say you want to do a website, I ask you which type of website you want to do, which type of business do you run, what's your budget. So aside from just forcing you to go and pay a certain amount, I first understand your status and how much you're willing to invest, and then I gave you something that fits within your budget range. But aside from that, website is very important because, for example, we're having this interview, and you're able to track my business, able to find out things that I've done only because I have a website. What if I don't have a website? Where were you going to get all this information from? So, I
That's
mean, the
very
first thing
true. That's very
yeah.
true. It's much harder, which I've never had to experience that. But interviewing somebody that's not on the internet, good luck.
So it's difficult because where we get information from now, if you Google my name, just Google my name in Google or in Bing, just search my name, you see that you find everything that I do. You find my articles, you find my position, my company, my work I do, things that I've done. What if there was nothing there? Can't imagine. So nowadays, even when you go into partnership with companies from other places, the first thing they ask for, what's the website? Now, website, you see in the article, I explained that website helps you show to your competitors that it shows a kind of ownership on your ground. And people now are in a model where people want to easily just check you out. I mean, people go on Facebook and just post on Facebook, but for you to be able to create and maintain a website, it shows how serious you are about what you do. So, so the website, yeah, it comes with cost attached, but as part of our plan, what we do is that when we build a website for clients, instead of you paying all every time to maintain a website, we train our clients to be able to maintain their own websites. So, so you don't have to be an IT person or web developer. When we build your website, we do it in a way that we will show you how to manage it, and then once you have someone who knows how to use computer, you can be able to manage it yourself. All you do is just pay a minimum or yearly subscription. Just imagine like our website packages, we have a subscription like yearly subscription like 150 USD. That's something any organization can afford to maintain a website, to have a website hosted for a year. So we try to fix our price in a way that it fits all market segments. So if just a basic website the organization has, you could pay a 150 USD yearly to host their website. I mean, it's just about information sharing. So sometimes people don't really people think that it's going to be expensive, so they're not interested in it. But sometimes it's not even as expensive as people think it is. so our job is to educate people. Like I said, our initial target people, our targeted audience were these small organizations. But you know that you can stop big organizations from coming in. So when the big organizations come, you have to work with them based on the status and how you charge them. But again, again, the prices will believe that for you to stand out, you have to be visual on the internet. In this modern world, you have to be visual at all costs. It's not just about having Facebook page, it's about having somewhere people can go and search you out. Now, there's something called Google My Business. If you Google My Business name on Google, you see that it shows you the map where we're located, our contacts, clients that we work with. I even go on our website, you get to see everything about the business. Even the articles that you're reading, you see that when you just Google in the sidebar, you see all of these things. So it shows how people can easily get to you. You'll be amazed that my office, people don't normally walk in my office. I just have the office because you know it's somewhere. But
Mhm.
well, have you experienced something where I just sit in the office, someone just passing by and just came and say, I want to do a website? No. Most of my
Right.
clients come from online. People go search. If you search now, even if you search the best website development company in Liberia, you see my company. You search the best graphic design company in Liberia. There's something called search engine optimization. Something that we
Hmm.
do where you are ranked for certain keywords, keyword searches. So we try to educate businesses about these things, and these things don't work easily if you don't have a website. So these are things that we've acquired over the time that we try to educate people on the importance of being visual online. So that article was just meant to just give a gist about the importance of having a website for your business or small organization.
Awesome, awesome. So you're a young man and you've been very successful so far, and I believe the sky is only your limit, right? There's so much more to come. So, what steps do you think have really gotten you to where you are, being focused on what you want, staying true to your purpose? What have you simply had to do to stay on the path that you've been on to be this successful so far?
Uh, I'm going to be honest with you, right? It hasn't been a very easy way going through, and it would never be easy for anybody. No matter how much funding you have, it would never be easy for you. But then one thing that have kept me true is that I've had a team that we work together, we believe in each other. Secondly, I have this mindset that anything is possible. That there's no there's no limit to what I can achieve in life. If only I'm willing to go for it. So just imagine I'm new to business. I started, and then I'm the head of the entire team. It's like, what do I even know about managing a team? What do I even know about running a business? But then the thing is, no one's stopping you from learning anything, information out that you can learn anything you want to learn. So that's why I say I have that my code I use. 11 413. That's something that has kept me going because I
Hmm.
realized that some of the things that I've done. Sometimes I can feel like I'm too small for some of the things that I've done. I'm like, how did I even do this? How did I even get this kind of recognition? But I realized that I'm a Christian, and the person herself told me that there's no limit to what I can do. So for that reason, I keep pressing forward, and I believe that in the next 2 to 3 to 4 5 years, I mean, I'll be at a level where library might be small for me.
Hopefully not. We need your presence here, but man, we need you involved and active. But I understand what you're saying. So entrepreneurs like you typically you're involved in a lot of other things. So besides your for-profit business, you've also worked with other institutions and stuff. And one of your engagements is Learn with Courage. So can you tell us exactly what you do with Learn with Courage and what is the platform's intent for the Liberian people or the Liberian society?
So, Learn with Courage is a platform that we developed to be able to help students, help researchers in the field of technology. Now we learned that there is no platform aside from the courage I just started. There's no other platform in Liberia where you can go and research on topics relating to technology. And then people in Liberia that are rating this research work, there's no way to get to them easily, except you know the person personally. And universities every year they put out graduates who write amazing articles, amazing theses. But the essence of writing this thing is to be able to share with others. So there's no need to spend my whole time writing theses, things I've learned if I can't share with someone, if someone can see it. So we write this article and then they're just there. So Little Courage is there to be able to share this work with people and then have these writers to benefit from their work. Not just that, Little Courage is going to be a learning platform where students can go and learn different topics about different technology fields. Now we try to customize these topics to fit in our library setting, so that students who will learn from there can be able to apply this knowledge in our settings. And so we've gathered some, we've done a little survey around students we encounter. We noticed that people are getting adjusted to this kind of learning online thing. It's not going to be like a whole school. It's going to be a course driven where you go and learn and then be certified in a certain thing and then you can be applied. So it's not just it's not going to be a plan where you can just go and learn. It's going to come with a form where you can interact with other people. So you interact with other people who are based in the field, who are specialized in the field. Like even for the Language Courage platform, we're currently in contact with some international researchers where if I submit an article on computer networking, right, before it be accepted on Language Courage platform, you have to go through review editing. So it will go through plagiarism check, it will go through conceptual check, and then it will be sent to someone who's
That's
in the
awesome.
field.
That's
It will
awesome.
go to someone who's in the field, because my people might reference your work. So if something in your work is not good, I'm referencing it, it will affect me. So we have had discussion with some international researchers and article writers who have committed to helping us. So all of our articles we're going to be receiving, we are going to go through that process. So we have reviewers. So we're going to link people with these reviewers also. So once you wrote an article on a topic, on a very important topic, our plan is to be able to create an audience for you to stay from people and be able to present that topic. We see these things happening all around the world, other places. We see universities can invite people only because they wrote a paper on a certain topic to come and speak to students. And you
Mhm.
you only get this opportunity if you write something cool, something that's reaching a something that can be put to at some point in time. So for us is a long term goal. We want to be at a point where someone outside our library can go on our platform, see our article, and be like, this person needs to come to the United States to present on this paper. That's our
Exactly.
long term goal
Exactly.
for it. Yeah.
That's awesome. And I do agree. And I do think that the initiative for you guys to bring international people, experts, subject matter experts to review these articles are very important. Because one thing I know about us librarian people, we like to talk, but we don't like to write. We're very lazy writers.
True.
And part of what I mean by being lazy writers is we like to plagiarize other people's work without giving
True.
the due credit sometimes. So we can still have the knowledge that we have in our fields, but it's very common for a librarian person to go and add on to what they have and without giving credit to that person. So it's very much needed, especially if you want your platform to be an accredited platform where people can come to and respect it. So that's very much important. The only other thing I'm thinking about too, as far as you said, people are going to come and be able to get certificated. My concern now is accreditation. So are you guys going to try to work with the Ministry of Education to get accredited so that when people are referencing that they got this certificate or certification from your platform, that jobs and employers can respect it?
So initially, this wouldn't serve as a certificate that you would take to say, okay, yeah, I graduated from level courage, so I'm qualified for this job. No, number one is for capacity building your knowledge. Secondly, there are people in the IT field now. People are getting to understand that it's not about the degree, it's about what you know. So if you can learn from the platform, you can reference that. Want to reach a point where people can reference it, but then for now, it's not going to be used as something you point to as a degree, but it's a certificate that you can show that can be able to help you to even get jobs. So as you said, as time goes by, we're going to request validation from the ministry. There's a department that is responsible to do this validation. They will credit you as a not as a school, but they have a certificate they give to you as a learning platform that people will learn topics from. So there's this arm under the ministry that we're going to get to. And recently I work with a group called GoNet Africa. So I also offer training through the organizations on entrepreneurship and other things. So they just got the accreditation from the ministry too, which I will use as one of the reference. So it's something that I know at the time once we reach that point, we'll know how to work our way around it to get you. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So we'll have a few last questions here before we take our halfway point break. But the issue of women in technology. So throughout your experience at your time at Blue Crest and now your professional career with the people that you work with, how many of those people are actually women when it comes to technology?
So firstly, I will tell you, technology in Liberia is seen as a man's word. So when I started my study at Bluecrest, first in NIT Bluecrest, we had about I think close to 10 females in our class. When we were graduating, we only had two females. All of the female job, we only had two. Now when I completed my associate's degree and moved to Bluecrest to complete my BSc, we had a lot of females. I graduated with only three females. So which sometimes it's not financial reason. Sometimes
Three out of how many men though? How many men were there in comparison to the three
uh
females?
if I'm doing by percentage, you have maybe 5% of the class will be female out of the 100%, and you have
Wow.
maybe 30% of the class and only three females, five females at Bluecrest. From initially like from the freshman level, there'll be a lot of females, freshmen, sophomore, but once you move to the graduate class level, a lot of females drop. Even in the professional scene. I mean, recently we've seen some females coming up to the tax to be able to work their way up, but then we still need to encourage females to get into the field. And it was amazing to know that the first computer programmer was a female that worked that worked. So a lot of females don't know this thing. And then next week, I have a speech to deliver for our career program on the same topic on the importance of female in the technology field. And while I do my research, I learned a lot of things. And then and I'm still compiling my research about it. I'm going to be delivering this career development speech at the program next week. So, I mean, well, there's a lot of opportunity for females in this field. And I think that more females need to get involved. W- We had about two females on our team who dropped for some personal reasons. Um, and for me, I'm a kind of person who I believe in gender balance, but I don't believe in overpowering female only because we want to equalize the number. All right. I don't believe that because we'll continue overpowering female at some point we realize that there'll be a slope. It's supposed to be equal. But now, okay, now females are down, men are up. If you overpower females a lot, females will go up and men will come down.
Hmm.
Right. So I believe that females don't lack opportunity. What they lack is mindset.
Hmm.
Because things that make it achieve, a female go there, female will have more advantage in achieving them, some things, right? Even when it comes to job acquisition, if you're a female go for any kind of job, you can't get it because you're female. But a lot of them don't know that they have this potential. So my point is, it's not just about giving them more opportunities, it's about educating them on their power, on the power they have. We all know in the world that the female control the home. Female is a very important person in the home, in the society. They're very important people. Where we have had female president, it tells you that the country understand the value of females. And where we have female vice president that other females can look up to. But we have a lot of people who there's this traditional mindset about where females should be and where males should be. So I believe that it's more traditional, like below just tech. It's not just within the general field, but it goes way below and it affects other fields as well. So for me, it's a mindset problem. It's not just about balancing equally, but it's about informing females that you can do this thing. Don't separate what you can do and what you can do. People will go around saying whatever men do, I can do the same. But you ask them, okay, can you do this? They'll be like, okay, I'm afraid to this specific thing that Megan do, not the other one that Megan do. They will try to create
Pick and
separation
choose, huh?
between they'll pick and choose. And the female can be an electrician, you can be a technologist, you can be whatever you want to be. You can be an engineer. I feel that they should be educated more. So my whole plan was I planned that to go and meditate and talk to females in that career program so that they understand that there's no limitation to what you can do. So that was it. I'm because man blending in the few so you can get there. So I believe females can do what they want to do.
Right. And to an extent, I agree with what you said. So, one of the things that I've noticed that has helped or has not helped females entering that field or staying in that field is the issue of culture. So a lot of the environments that females find themselves in when it comes to IT are very toxic. So these men that are good at what they do are talking down on these women. Hey, what are you doing here? This is not a place for you. You know, what do you need to do? Even if the woman is qualified, they still talk down. And I've had people know people personally that are in the field that have had these experiences. They are not. Their work are not appreciated because they're a woman. They will create a software, even if it's the best software, it wouldn't be accepted because it's a woman. So, what is your business and other initiatives that you've started? What are you guys doing to make sure that the culture the working culture, the environment is healthy enough and supports women to come in and be retained as well.
If you see my profile, I don't know if you've come across it. You see that I was a member of the Liberia Information Technology Students Union, and at my time in Bucharest, I served as the chapter chair because you have chapters in every university that offer technology. So I was the chair there, and then they don't want to move on to the national body where I serve as the treaty director. Now, and then the last president, I say the current president of the organization that is full of men is a female. The current president is a female. And I was one of those who ensured that her presidency was secure, and then she made it through. And one person who don't see that females should be separated from what's going on now, right? I've seen a lot of females who have done. If you check out, the president of the student is called Josephine Konya, very good friend of mine. We ensure that she served for an organization that have had two male presidents, and she served all the she was the president for all the IT students in Liberia. That's how powerful she is. And then it's just now we're going election where she's turning over now to the next president might be a male or female. And in our constitution, we insisted that every political party that will contest for presidency must be gender balanced. It's part of the policy of the election. So it's where I'm serving as one of the election commissioners to ensure that works. So I'm one person who believes that we should give the opportunity, but I don't believe that we should force people into it. Yeah, I don't believe that we should force females because if you force them, they go out the will. There's a problem. But if they understand what they're going in, then they go into it, then it's good. So I try to talk to people, educate people on the importance, and then yeah. For business wise, because it's business, because it's business, I don't encourage people okay, because you want your business to look gender balance, so you just put female into it because you want to look like you gender balance. No, you bring female who you know that okay and know what they want to do, and then you're ready to work in your organization. So just say you can't be gender balance. So I would just put female in another position just to fill up the space. I don't advise that at all. I don't advise that. We've had people on our team. As a matter of fact, I still have people who travel. One of them travel, another person moved to another company. So, which has no problem. She moved to another company. So now we're in the process of employing another female to take over because my finance officer travel. So I've been playing dual role like the managing director and finance director. So I'm trying to move up because I also become the CEO. So I'm trying to move up to get a finance person, and we said that position must be a female. So the finance and marketing person. So we said it must. In fact, I insisted that it must be a female. So we're trying to
Why
go
is
back to
that?
launch the recruit. Again, I said we're trying to encourage more females,
Is it?
more
But why
female.
finance specifically though? Why not any other part of the business? Why finance specifically?
No, currently all positions are open to female, right? All positions are open to
Hmm.
female. If a female apply for a position, you get it. My thing is since we don't have a lot of females, I say, okay, yeah, this position, we're gonna give 70% opportunity to females to get it. Not because it's finance, but just because I want females to have better chance of getting it. So
Got it.
any position for us is open to a female, but I have a mindset that I don't have to force female into it. So even
Right.
the recruit person going to do, if we don't have a female who fits in, we're going to take a male. So I'm not going to
As
say
far
again,
as
we must get
advertising
female.
that vacancy, though, as far as advertising that vacancy, can you say uh, only female applicants needed? Is that something you can share?
No, I can say females are highly encouraged.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Well, that pretty much concludes the first portion of this. So we're going to go into our break right now. So for this and much more, stay tuned. For all things Liberian, we'll be right back. We're taking a short break. Hang in there, and we'll join you shortly.
Hello, my name is Grace Choma Baba, founder of Destiny Creative Organization and owner at Janice Snacks. You are watching the 1847 show. The 1847 show celebrates you, me, and all things Liberian. Follow the 1847 show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. The 1847 show, all things Liberian.
We at Peace TV help your loved ones and friends to see features of your programs on all social media platforms. Our services are of good qualities and very affordable. We render the following services: still pictures, video promotion, talk show hosting, live wedding coverage, funeral services, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Book us today and have a memorable experience.
Ah, lucky ball. I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands. One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know. Listen. Mama Liberia, you will rise again. And more your friend and you will shine again. Yeah. Nobody will look down on you again. I prophesy to you, you will regain your dignity again. All hill, Liberia hill. Red, white, and blue is where I represent for sure. This rural land with liberty shall long be for all of us. And I'm talking about one person, all of us. History said you been the cornerstone of Africa. You been a safe place when the free slave came back to Africa. That green pepper ghost. Hey, Mama Liberia. I can't wait to see you taking over Africa. You ain't got the power to do it, man. You are lifted. See your children there. Look at how they gifted. You gave birth to the first African.
Hey, welcome back to the 1847 show, and I'm your host, Prince Larmi Jarbo. And this is season 1, episode 6, which is part of our series called Digitalized Liberia. This series will highlight individuals solving real problems by integrating technological solutions to make Liberia a digitalized nation. Our guest today is no one else but Mr. Charles G. Kpan, who is the Managing Director of CIGIC IT Solutions. Welcome back, Mr. Kpan.
Thank you. Glad to be back again. Thank you.
All right. How has it been so far?
It's been a good time so far. Yeah, we're getting along smoothly.
Awesome. So this series, like I mentioned earlier, highlights individuals like yourself who are solving real problems by integrating technology into the society, right? So what are some innovative solutions you have kickstarted or partner with others? Like you mentioned earlier, learn with courage. Are there any others ideas that you've kickstarted or partner with other people to lead?
All right, so currently we're working on some projects, and I would just love to share that with you. So we currently have a platform called White School. White not from the racial perspective, but from the attribute of the color white.
Okay.
So meaning pure, being transparent. It's a platform it's a school management system we developed to help automate some school processes. Now you're in high school in Liberia, sure.
Hmm.
If you come back in Liberia and then maybe you needed your transcript from a high school, you go
Hmm.
back. Imagine the tussle you have to go through. You have to pay a lot of money because sometimes the document might not be have to check through a lot of pile of files. And and then even when it comes to report cost generation, when it comes to financing, so a lot of problems within the educational sector. So we decided to build a platform where we're going to install within school campuses where every school we're going to work with is going to have a website. You have a platform where students can log in, see their grades. Parents can log in and see their child grade, their child attendance. If the child say, okay, we're going to school today, or we have this gala day today, the parent can know. I even calling the principal, just go on the school website, log in, and then see all the activities. And also principals, you have some parents who are far away from school. Maybe some parents in different country, but they need to pay their children fees, so they have to send the money to someone to go and pay. What if the parent can just stay where they are and then pay their fees for the child? So we build a platform that we've been running for the last 2 years, and it's been endorsed by another Methodist school system. So we have it in a Methodist school, and then we have it in some other private schools. So we're currently in discussion with the Catholic Educational Secretariat to be able to roll this platform out in with other Catholic schools also. So we're in about 5 schools right now, and that's why as a beginning next year we'll be rolling out to more than 10 schools. So that's what we'll be employing a lot of people to join our team to be able to manage the system within these schools. It's one thing that we're working on. This is not going smoothly. So the next one, one thing we work with a group called Girls for Change. We developed this mobile application where females that are in situations where maybe you're being abused, you've been abused or raped or whatever, you can use the app and then report. So we have a emergency feature where you can be able to press a button on the phone a certain way it sends an emergency signal. So if maybe you are somewhere and then something's happening and you want to be able to share, maybe someone is violating someone, you just take out the phone and then through the app record a video that gets saved and then sent to the police. So we developed it with a group, and it's currently out. It's on Google Play Store. It's on Apple Store. It's called Safe App,
Say,
SAVAPP. Yeah, SAVAPP. We launched. We work with them. We were the technology partner to the project, and then we developed the product. It's still going. It has been verified by the Ministry of Health and Gender also. So it just remains for it to be fully rolled out. It has been tested with some gender-based organizations. It's one platform that we're very proud of because it contributes to the well-being and stability of our country. So
okay,
that's one of our. So we have a platform called Accountivate, AKOUNTIVATE. It's a financial management platform where businesses can manage their finances, check out, manage their income, their expense. It's what we were using at Sajek. So we developed it for first, it was a plan with ourselves. We wanted to use it to track our expenses, but we realized that, okay, yeah, others can benefit from this platform. So
okay,
we decided to build a way that people can use it. So we're currently rolling out a free trial and testing for it, where organization can use it for about 6 months, and then later when they start paying the subscription, yeah, it's subscription fee for it. So that's another platform that we work on. Initially, our first ever project we did was called Tech Health, combination of technology and health. It's only two
hmm
words, so it's Tech Health. So it was meant to support related to wrong information dissemination during outbreaks. That's why we developed that platform where we had a mobile app where people can receive data updates regarding outbreaks in our country. We used it during Corona also. Like then you also have a platform where doctors can connect, hospitals can connect to it, and then sell medicine online, and then you can even link with doctors and people on it. So that was a platform we worked on back in the day, and then a couple of things we have ongoing. But aside from just products we develop, where we offer services as such like web development services, software to other people. Some of the projects are not our own projects, so that's why I can talk about it. So people pay us to do it for them. But then there are some that are dear to us, even though people pay us for it, but there are some we love doing at some point in time. That we're currently working with UN, with FAO. So we're developing a platform called the Liberia Soil Information System, where you can go and then assuming you want to invest in a certain part of Liberia, maybe you want to invest in Grambassa, and you want to know
hmm
the type of soil, which is the soil, which type of soil, which your product can grow in a certain place. This we're currently working with the website. The website is lrbsis.org. Is what we do the website, and then we're working on the system where you can go in and have access to this information. So we're currently working with international consultant from the head office, every head office in Switzerland, and then we're currently integrating the platform so that it will be up as soon as possible. So that's one platform that we're really proud of, and we're happy that we're able to work with some of these big institutions, like we work with the Liberian National Red Cross. We did that website. We're currently hosting it also. Now we're working with the FAO, Gas for Change, and other organizations around. So it's our hope that we're able to work with these notable institutions to develop products that can be able to help our country Yeah, so far there are just some few things we work on over the time,
That's
but
not a few, my man. That's a lot of things.
yeah.
I'm trying to be humble. That's a lot of amazing things that you guys are doing. But I want to start up with the first one that you talked about, your school platform for schools and school tracking system. So have you heard of EMAS? I believe I don't know if I remember EMAS. It's from the Tama Corporation. I don't think
Oh, it's
I
school.
think
It's school mass.
School Mass. Yes, School Mass. I'm missing it with E Wally and the School Mass. But yes,
Yeah,
that's correct. It's School Mass. Have you heard of that?
yeah, yeah. I've heard about it. Um, as I said, our platform. I don't want to say we are the best. What I would say is that our
Hmm.
platform is the result of limitations we saw in other platforms around. There are a lot of school management system around. As a matter of fact, it's one of the trending technology that's coming to Liberia. And for us, we develop our solution based on limitations we saw in other people platform. Well, I'm not going to point out some of the limitations now, but as I said, we were like it's like we didn't rush with it. We looked around. We said, okay, yeah, these will have this, but they're limited to this. People have they are limited to this. But what can we do so that because the essence of being an entrepreneur is about being innovative. The difference between a business person and an entrepreneur. So if you're just doing a regular business, what people are doing, you just consider as a businessman or businesswoman, but you gotta be innovative about what you do. So it's not just about because someone have a school management system, so you must have it too. So for us, you have to go beyond and then present something that others are not presenting.
Hmm.
And that's what makes us stand out. So even our pricing fee, I even higher than people are competitor, but we'll still use corridors because it's not about what you charge, it's about what you offer.
Hmm.
So for us that's what matter. So Schoolma is one of our competitor, but as I said, maybe in the next 1, 2, 3 years, I mean, let's see that's competitor again. Maybe I might be way above. There are some other
That's very
companies around.
impressive because Tama Corporation has a lot of backing, and for you to say that, that's very good for any young person watching this.
Yeah, so for me, as I said, I believe that there's no limit to what I can do. Thermal conversion is a big entity that involves a lot of things. But for me, the how big you are is not in the infrastructure you have. It's more about your mindset. So I believe that I'm very big and I can do anything I want to do. Thermal conversion, I have gone through for bidding for project, and we're bid for project together where we're only two companies in the room. I'm just a small guy. There's a big company, but still, it doesn't stop me from going there. I will go there. So I believe that we had David fighting Goliath, we had Jesus fighting a whole society with people who are selling who are fixed mindset. So me, I'm a Christian. I can go against anybody. It doesn't matter. Yeah,
I respect that.
yeah.
That's awesome. That's a lot of good work, man. Keep it up, and hopefully, some of our initiatives too can benefit from that. But I'm sure we'll see it on the and once they come out fully, we'll be able to follow and see what they do. That's awesome. So you wrote an article about that talked about the benefits of mobile money, including financial inclusion, readily available access, and so on. How do you think mobile money has shifted funds, or how funds are circled within the Liberian economy? And could there be a more
Okay, so
efficient
so
way to
this,
move money around?
so the article was talking, even though it was about money, but then it was pointing out something that a lot of libraries they didn't know about. And
Hmm.
that was one thing I really appreciated. A lot of people appreciate the article for. There's something called e-levy.
Hmm.
E-L-E-V-Y.
Like
So
taxes,
e-levy
right?
is a kind of it's a tax that's imposed on mobile money transaction. So it was first implemented in Ghana, and it caused a lot of turmoil. People were complaining, and then it even reduced. You see, I think as I made some reference where it reduced financial transaction in the country in a certain time. The time it was
Hmm.
introduced. So in this tax was so negative that it had to reduce financial transaction in the country. It means that it's not good for the country. So Ghana was one country who was behind it a lot. Other African countries that it was introducing it caused a lot of problems. I mentioned some of them in the article and then made references. So it hasn't been fully implemented in Liberia yet. But I'm sure we might reach there. So I feel that I needed to educate people about it. But right now, financial mobile transactions are taking over. Everyone's moving to mobile money and other way of transacting. Back then, we didn't have Western Union and MoneyGram in Liberia to send money from other outside the country. Now we have a lot of other platforms. Right, we have people sending money directly through mobile money to your account. through so many different platforms. We have the Airbnb, we have so many different platforms now. So it's becoming important that we embrace these technologies so that it makes it easy to transact. So like today, before even coming for this interview, I passed to what we have to what we call mobile market. So MTN
Hmm.
has this market where they bring pieces together and then tell them to charge 50% of that regular price if someone paying you my money, right? So I passed there and then I bought some things there. They use a 50% discount when we
Hmm.
come in for this interview. So it's a way there's a method used to encourage businesses to go into mobile money, encourage
Hmm.
people to buy using mobile money. So currently we have some new platform like TipMe, Iwali. These platforms are coming to make it easier for us to be able to transact. I mean, one of the things these platforms lacking is the online integration where like for now my company someone want to pay me money, they don't have to pay me directly or send my bank account. You should be able to pay. They can pay the on my website, subscribe and pay later. Just like you have something like PayPal or other
Hmm.
platform, but PayPal doesn't work in Liberia. As I said, that's one of the restrictions I talked about before. You can subscribe to PayPal from Liberia because you're living with your bank and they don't work with the Liberian banks and other things. So that's one of the restrictions we have in Liberia. So with the integration of the mobile API, the mobile platform, we'll be able to connect some of these things with our people can pay directly online. So I mean gradually we're getting there. The e-living will not be good for us if it's in Liberia. Already people not really were afraid of bad money, then you bring extra charge. Already there's a charge. They add the charge up. So I mean it's something
Is
that
that going to be split? Is the new going to be split between the person using it and the company, or is it strictly the consumers that are going to have to pay for that?
in fact when you pay a charge goes to the government. When you
Mhm.
withdrawing, a charge goes to the government. So the payer and the receiver, both of them pay tax to the government.
On the
So
same
yeah,
money? That's going to be
on the
crazy.
same money, on the same money. So as I said, the real article you see that reference Ghana, what happened in Ghana, on the percentage drop everything, and I got to know about this after I attended something called the West African School of Internet Governance. It's a platform developed by ECOWAS to teach people about internet governance issues that affect internet governance in Africa. So
Hmm.
after I went through the training, this topic was one of my research topics that was proposed for to do research on. So when I did the research, I realized that okay, these things are really happening here. So let me write about it because sometimes, as I said, it's not about learning, it's not just about learning, but you have to share with others the things you learn. So after doing my research, I decided to sit and then write this article surrounding it. So as I said, for me, I believe in learning. So for me, the degree doesn't matter. I'll go through a lot of different platforms and a lot of different things. So the West African School Internet Governance is one of the platforms that I learned a lot from. So in from my study, there, I read an article that started to factors impeding the realization of digital rights and freedom in Africa. So if the article I mentioned things that I felt that affected the integration of technology in Africa. So I talk about societal problems. I talk about I even went as far to reference the problems in Liberia. Talk about things that affect women, some traditional problems. So yeah, so that really inspired me to write about it. For me, I believe that we should be able to share what you learn. If you can share it, then it's useless. Yeah, so
Right.
that's how I read about it.
Awesome. So the capabilities of button phones are far more limited than a smartphone, including not being able to integrate your button phone with a new application that comes out. So do you think that the issue, the increased number of people using these button phones in Liberia is going to kind of hinder the advancement of technology in Liberia?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's one problem. It's one problem. Um, Even when we developed the tech health platform back then, it's one of the issues we looked at. So as part of the platform, what we did was, as part of the project, we developed something called a USD, the USSD is what we do when we're checking your credit, the code you dial like the star 124. So it's almost as a service. So like a mobile money service, you need your smartphone, so you dial the mobile money USSD like the 156 or the 144 for orange, and then you transact. So I mean that's like the traditional way. But if it goes to a platform where people have to do it online, means button phones would not be able to do that. So it'll be for the smartphone user. But the USSD is there for just the button phone user. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So what are other ways you think that we can integrate technology in our society? aside from like just the applications, maybe in other sectors that are not commonly looked at, maybe in agriculture or health? What are some other ways you think that technology can be integrated there to make the livelihood of Liberians better?
So currently, partially work with a group called the Agrotech Liberia. It's a technology, it's a techno agricultural organization. So as I serve there, I volunteer there as the technology service officer. And then as part of what we do there, I'm not in the agriculture, but then I believe that technology play a major role in the agriculture because I mean I love rice, so I love to make sure that whatever that's producing rice is secure.
Making sure that we're taking care of
Yeah.
ourselves, right?
Sure. So as
Yeah.
part of what we did there was we work with farmers to be able to educate them about how they can be able to transact. And they said because now the problem in Liberia is not that we don't have the agricultural products, is that the moving the products from the producer to the consumer is the problem in Liberia. So like most of the things we eat are produced like far away to the low far, Maryland, other places. Getting product from there to moreover is a problem because we don't have a good road network. It's one major issue we're facing like with agriculture sector.
That's more
Road
so
network is one big.
logistics than it is technology, though, right? Yeah.
So yeah, that's one side of it, right? So now
Mhm.
even selling these products, like we educate people on the importance of using social media. Firstly, because I can be on my farm and start planting corn today and market that I'm planting corn. Most times, there's certain things people want to buy fresh. They don't want to go and buy from someone. So if you're able to market some things that you produce, and people can be able to pre-order from you, it helps saves you the issue of preserving the products. That's one thing. So we educate farmers about being able to brand your business, to be able to develop platforms. So right now there's a group called. I just built a website for agricultural cooperation, right? Where they do training for for farmers, and then they provide you these training where farmers can be able to market themselves. So that's why I do. I go there, train them, go to the counties. That's one angle. And the secondly, a platform dedicated to being able to sell their products online. So we currently, our agriculture sector that the management is very slow from the government and go
Mhm.
very slow. So we built a platform where farmers can go and then post their products, sell them on people buy it and other things, but it's still on confirmation and other things. But I mean, it's where we are, so we have to manage to get you wherever it is. But I mean, there are two things for me before we talk going to the equipment wise. For me, the issue of the marketing is very important. Very important in the marketing of the product because conservation and preservation is very difficult. Certain products
Mhm.
can be preserved easily because you will need a lot of you need storage, you need electrical storage. Even if you preserve certain products like these food products, you need to put it somewhere cool. And in the interior, what are there? How would they have somewhere somewhere to for cold storage? They won't have cold storage because there's no even electricity. So so for them being able to sell it as quick as possible is what matters for them. So being able to get to them, train them, tell them, okay, yeah, you have this product, you can start marketing the product before you even harvest the product. This is how you do this social media, this is where you post the product, order online. These supermarkets love to order directly from the farm. But how do they order from someone in Lofa? How do they order from somewhere? So I have a technology partner called Easy Market. So
Mhm.
it's headed by Chris Jones. He's one of my technology partners. They develop an e-commerce platform. It's Rena is one of the leading e-commerce platforms. Like, bro, I would love to recommend you to even talk with him and then he's one
Interview
of those
him.
yeah, he's
Eh,
one of
Did
those
you
who
did
doing
you
well.
recommend him in your interview questionnaire as one of the people?
I'm not sure, but he's someone I would have loved to recommend. I
What's
think
his
I
name? I
think
can write it down. Actually, I think I
his name
have
is
his
Chris.
his information. Yeah, but I'll definitely keep that in mind. Hmm.
Chris, yeah, Chris Jones is his name.
Chris Jones. Okay.
Chris Jones, and then he's this. They had a platform called Easy Market. So
I'm
right now
aware
we
of
do
Easy
well.
Market. I'm aware. Mhm.
There's somebody that you could even talk with. So they are trying, rather they are currently working in other counties like Lofa, Maki, other places now to be able to people can be able to buy products from there and bring to, and then they will get it and bring to you in Moravia. So
That's
I
awesome.
mean
So
that
speaking on the issue of the roads, because it could be like three different governments from now before we get all our roads constructed to like the point where we can easily transport goods between the counties. But Another solution, being an entrepreneur and being somebody creative, could it also be that we use drones, like delivery drones? Is anyone into that market in Liberia yet, using drones to deliver products from one county to another, that you're aware of?
Currently there's no one doing it.
Mhm.
It could work. As I say, you see people invested in technology, they're concerned about, the
Demand.
durability, the demand. So even if you develop a drone to do that, you're concerned about how many people are willing to invest in getting the drone. So it just need that one person to be able to take the risks to start it. So someone to be able to put a drone as big to be able to take products from so far. Yeah, you need a very big drone, not the regular camera kind of drone to do
Right.
that thing. You need a very big drone to do that. So which will come with a lot of cost attached to it. So the question is, if I can get a drone moving that distance, how many products can I move within a day? How much will come up with the product cost? Everything, will I be able to cover all the costs for my initial expenditure? So I've not really done a lot of research. I've done article relating to technology and how it affects agriculture. I've done the research, but the issue was specifically around drones, because now I have to look at the cost attached, the specific product can be able to do that, and then be able to work it out and get a lot of funding from it. So I mean, it's something that I think could work, but
Yeah,
yeah, it
maybe
just
not
depends.
necessarily flying from one counter to another, because those are long distances. Maybe the goal could be, each of these farmers bring their goods as close to like a border point or a checkpoint as possible, and then the drone flies it to like the coast, and then from the coast, somebody, a canoe or a ship, can take those items and then go over to Morovia, which is a lot of the places where these goods are taken, or have different checkpoints at each of those counties that are on the coastline, and have those goods delivered. So the whole objective of the drone would just be to fly the drone to the coast, and then a canoe takes it from the coast, and then stops it at different checkpoints throughout the coast. But that's just one thing, and then hopefully, who would have imagined that we would have had all the integration of technology that we have now? So I'm sure in the next 3 to 5 years, somebody will start doing that, for sure. But now,
Yeah, I'm sure it's something that could work. Yeah.
yeah, the last question I have here kind of is, we can integrate technology all we want into the different sectors and to help make our livelihood better, but if we do not address the issue of corruption, we're still doomed. And what I mean by that is, now we have to think about, people's data safety or data being compromised. So when you are establishing these apps, or you're helping people build these websites, or like for example, the school records, how are you ensuring that people data are protected? That somebody cannot just go into the account, hack it, or easily hack it, and then before you know it, all the failing grades of students are out there and everybody can see it. So, how do you ensure data privacy for people that are using your applications?
Okay, so I'm going to reference firstly the platform we built regarding the violence reporting. So in as much as we built the platform, you'll be surprised to know that we don't have access to the data generated by the platform. And then there were laws, there were documents we signed, legal documents we signed, preventing us from accessing data at the consent of the owner that we developed the platform for. And also preventing us from sharing any data produced by the platform. So 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 it put it on, we give it a legal binding to be able to steal from people's data. In as much as we will also develop a security mechanism when it comes to data protection, when it comes to data breach and encryption. So as a matter of fact, all of our sites we develop are end-to-end encrypted. They are encrypted, and then they are monitored. Even for the school platforms, they are user restricted. So users have that specific username and password. So even if a specific user account is hacked, it still doesn't affect the user. It's just like when someone Facebook account is hacked, it doesn't affect Facebook in general. It affects the individual. So we try to replace all of these mechanisms. As a matter of fact, I mean, when developing software, it's one requirement that you have to fix before even developing the software: data security. Now, as you said, it's very important because it's not that people don't want to use these financial services, but they're also concerned about the security of the finance. So then the
Hmm.
reason why we can trust banks to put place our money there is because we know that there are policies that ensure that if if the bank, even if a bank breaks down today, they're obligated to pay off all those that have money with them.
Mhm.
That the policy is created to ensure that. That's why when you're creating a financial institution, you'll be requested to deposit a certain amount with the government. Like bro, when you form like you form like you like when you have the e-wallet and tell me that's to the government. When we forming the business, when we start the business,
Mhm.
it's used for reconnaissance if something happens. So there are these things in place when it comes to data protection. For us as a company, the platform we build, they they are their own servers that we own that we have our data on. So if I'm
Mhm.
just protecting the clients, it's about protecting ourselves firstly. So the platform are secured not just by us, but by the providers who provide the servers to us, because our servers are online. They are not local servers someone can go and see, because to have a local server you need to have a stable electricity 24 hours, which you can have in Liberia easily. So
Mhm.
these servers are online, they are protected online, all the security mechanism that helps to ensure that data. Since we were from, we haven't had a situation where any of our platform have been hacked. Even though nothing is unhackable, but then
Mhm.
you are to be protected to a certain extent that no one can easily just enter into your data. I mean, data security, online security is something that I'm mostly talking about. So I try to make sure that before I even tell someone about it, I should be able to do it for myself. So, I mean, we try our best to ensure that we are not connected with people's data, try our best to ensure that our data are protected so that we don't intrude, we don't share whatever we do with our clients. Well, I would say I'm working with this school, but I can tell you what's the school generating, which kind of data they're generating, though. I can discuss that. As a matter, as a binding fact, as a binding, in fact, I'm the technology partner, which means that I'm on a obligated to not share any kind of information with anybody. Yes, so it's something that we take into consideration highly.
Yeah. So what if not you or your institution specifically, but what if another institution, even though there are binding legal documents that they have to abide by to not share their consumers' data or try to breach those data, what if they break those binding agreements? Right? What happens? Are there laws there to enforce it? Does the Liberian government have specific IT related laws in place to enforce and hold people accountable?
So, firstly, I would tell you for sure. We're currently as part of the library artist student union. It's one of the things we really push for. There's something called a library, it's called the ICT policy. It has been drafted, it has gone through review, but it has not been signed yet. So currently, library don't have any ICT policy. So even if I go and infringe on your privacy online, there's no policy created that the government used to judge me. Currently, as we speak, there's a document that is still under review and has not been passed. So what they normally do is that instead of using the policy, they use some other framework that are related. Like okay, there are some documents that talk about, there are some laws that go against invading if people just invading regular privacy, whether it's online or not, just invading regular privacy.
Right.
So since they don't have an online or they have a document that talks about it online, they sometimes use just a regular invading privacy scenario to handle some cases. But as I speak to you now, what I'm aware of, I was part of the team that was doing a review of the ICT policy. I work with the Liberia, the society on that document. I was one of those that were in the validation meeting for that
Hmm.
particular document, and it has not been passed. So for now, they're just using some generic laws to work around these internet-related cases. But currently, there's no law. There's teams set up with like the Liberia National Police to be able to investigate some of these cases, but then there's no set law on the book to handle these things. So they will just use regular invading of privacy, they use regular um, personal security kind of things, some access to information kind of laws to handle their situation.
Yeah, that's a little concerning, and I guess it's probably one of the reasons why people kind of hesitate to be so open minded about integrating technology into their businesses because the what ifs, right? What if this happens? How am I protected? How can the government protect me? And but again, technology is very important, and hopefully the government can take its do its part to kind of hold people accountable, so that people like you who are trying to make the society better can have much more freedom trying to convince other people to come onto those platforms. But that pretty much concludes our interview. I just want to give you the floor now. If you have any last things you want to say, or maybe speak to a young entrepreneur or yourself when you were young? What would you tell yourself that would be different now? What do you think is important for people like you to know?
One thing is important to know is that entrepreneurship is not an event. It's not something you just go in and just come out. It's more like a process. It comes with its rise and falls. It comes with hardship. It comes with thinking because at some point you realize that you may be all alone in what you do. What matters is if you stay true to your hustle. Now, you don't have to conform to society the way everyone's doing it, so you must do it that way. At some point in time, you have to stand out and be able to solve problems in your own way, be innovative about it. I say entrepreneurship is highly linked to innovation and being creative. So if you can't be able to think creatively and be able to solve problems, then you're not an entrepreneur. You're just a regular business person. So first and foremost, you have to ask yourself, what's the problem? What's the solution? Who does it affect? How does it affect them? What can I do to help them? To what extent can I help? Then before you think about what do I stand to benefit from my helping, how do I sustain what I'm doing? See, one thing that affected a lot of businesses around. A lot of young people start business, and then most of the business don't survive because they don't think about the sustainability of the business. You just concerned about what you think you can get at a certain point, and every business will have its rise and fall. Like my business a lot of business were badly affected after Corona because a lot of businesses shut down. But then realize that to be able to come back, it means that you must have a little bit anticipated what could happen in every business. How much did you save, or how much did you put in place so that you can be able to continue working without going office? So there's a lot of things that a person should consider, and I think that most of all is perseverance, being able to stay true to your goals, stay true to your dreams, stay true to what you want to do, and they'll come with very rocky ways. There will come sometimes where you feel like this thing is not working out. But remember, there's no limit to what you can do as an entrepreneur. So I'm happy to be here to be able to share my little advice and story with some other people who are watching. And I'm hoping that we can be able to learn and network. And I'm open to collaborations with other young people who are doing something great. I love working with young people who are doing great things out there. I believe that with collaboration and networking, we can be able to build a big ecosystem of change makers that we can be able to impact our country and make Liberia better. So again, thanks once more, Prince Jebo, 1847 show. I'm happy to be here, and I'm sure I might be around some other time coming. So
Oh yeah, for
thank you
sure.
so much. It was a great time.
Of course. And then one thing I want you to speak to, because I think it's very important, we kind of mentioned it in our off line conversation. It was the tax issue of new businesses, right? So being registered but not being operational, how does taxes apply? Just speak very briefly so that people that are getting into the entrepreneur phase can be mindful of that.
Okay, so quickly, um, according to the Liberian business law, if you register a business now, no matter whether you're making income or not, you are to pay tax to the government. So, like, we registered a business in 2020. Maybe you didn't operate up to 2021, and then maybe 2021 goes to 2022, you started making income. According to the law, you still have to pay for 2020 once you register. Now, the only way you'll be exempted from paying for 2020 tax, except you wrote a letter to ARA stating that you were operational for that time. So you have to say, okay, if you know that, okay, yeah, you're not operational now, so you write the letter now so that it covers up until you become operational. But if you wait and say, okay, I started working now, so I want to pay, but now you have to pay for the past. So it happened to me. So I had to pay. Like my business, originally my business in 2019, and then we became fully operational, started getting income at the end of 2020, going to 2021. So I feel like I was exempted. But then when the thing is, if you say you were operational, what's the proof? Anybody could go and say I wasn't operational, but they may be operational. So the government, there's no way to tell, there's no proof because they don't monitor every business monthly. So for to help themselves, to protect themselves, they will charge you a certain amount depending. So you have to protect yourself, make sure there are certain documents that you need. Make sure that you renew your business certificate every time. If every year you must renew the time you register. If you don't do that, a fine will be added to your amount. So every year you might have a 1,000 LD fine if you don't renew your business at the time you were to do so. Secondly, you have to get a tax clearance, and to get that, you have to pay your rental tax. So your if you're paying 1,000 USD for rent, you have to pay 100 USD to the government. 10% of that money goes back to the government, to go to the government for rental tax. Then you have to pay your employee tax, right? So you have to pay your income tax, your quarterly income tax. So at the end of every quarter of the year, you have to pay a certain tax to the government. So those taxes are calculated in so many different ways. So I'm hoping you can reach out to me if you're interested. We can talk about it. I can show you how it's done. But it's important to ensure that you are legal, pay your taxes. That's how the country will grow, and stay true to yourself.
Yes, yes, that is very much important. That's it. So thank you for your time, Mr. Charles, and for everyone. Yep. Thank you, Mr. Charles, and that's pretty much it. So, if you don't have anything else, to everyone watching, you've been watching the 1847 show. I've been your host, Prince Larmin Jarbo, and this was season one, episode six, which is part of our series called Digitalized Liberia. This series will highlight individuals solving real problems by integrating technological solutions to make Liberia a digitalized nation. To watch upcoming episodes, please don't forget to follow the show and follow us on social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and much more. Until next time, thank you, stay safe, God bless you, and God bless Mama Liberia.